Hey everyone. I didn't expect to come on, but it's pretty wild with what's going on today. And in my culture, it's a very, very important day. It's the Epiphany, as I shared in my stories, of the three wise men coming to bring the gold, the frankincense, and the myrrh. And we are bringing the gifts forward. And today, y'all, shit is going crazy. Shit is going crazy. And all of the astrologers knew that January was going to be a fucking hell of a month. We've got the inauguration, we've got the last days of this presidency, and we're entering the year where America is in her Pluto return. Not only that, but Mars is also going into Taurus. Did I not say 2021 was going to be the year of disclosure? It's happening, y'all. And right now, white privilege, these crazy, wounded, the best way to describe it, these wounded people are literally attacking the Capitol right now. And did we think that this is how it was going to unfold? Who fucking knows anymore, right? But as Mars is having his last hours inside of Aries, do you really think he wasn't going to go out in a bang? Come on. So, for us to be grounded, Mars is very much of this action planet. And for him to be grounded into Taurus season, well, his Taurus season, I should say, we have to be able to be building on solid ground, right? And with America having its Pluto return from when it became, the Declaration of Independence was written and all these things, this is the time where the underworld and the shit and the muck of America is going to be rising up to the surface. And literally, 2020 was when we got a sneak peek of what was going on, right? We obviously saw the rise of the Black Lives Matter movement. We saw the talks that there needs to be Medicare for all. How can America call itself the greatest country in the world when, these lines at these food banks and everything are as long as they were during the Great Depression? Like, shit's going down. And this is part of the energy, unfortunately, of Pluto, because America needs to be in its integrity. That's the best way to describe it. America cannot be in its integrity and saying and calling itself the greatest country in the world if here you have, these angry white men fucking raiding the Capitol. And if you know for damn sure if the tables were reversed, that if it was a Black, Indigenous, or person of color, shit would be fucking chaotic. But the system was built to support white supremacy. It is what it is. And luckily for us, we are answering the call to dismantle it through our work, through our medicine, through our businesses, and how we're choosing to show up and answer the call. To me, what I'm hearing, I made a point this Capricorn season to not really launch anything, but to focus on my own energy so that I can be able to be in best service for you all, for the collective, for what's going on. And so this is why I've been kind of like hermiting. I came on now because I couldn't ignore what was going on. I have to speak up about it. This is why I do this work. I'm here to be a sacred disruptor, dismantling the matrix. And the biggest matrix of America is white supremacy, plain and simple. So what we have to understand is that while all of this is coming up, it's time to also see this as what within our own energy of Pluto being that deep, underworld, right? So what of our own traumas, insecurities, doubts, conditioning from our society, especially to my Americans out there that we've been conditioned and brought up in this matrix, what are we not taking with us anymore? Because again, this is a 5-year, right? So because it's a 5-year, we have to understand that this shit is stored in our nervous system. And as someone, I can consider myself a fucking expert in the nervous system because this bitch got struck by lightning and my nervous system got shot. So I've spent 9 years of doing this deep work of healing my nervous system. And so because I've been like hermiting, that's why I moved to Joshua Tree to do the last of my healing work. As I've been hermiting here and really just bearing witness to what's going on out there, you have to understand that this is the 9th year post 2012. Okay? So 5-year tantric numerology, physical body. This is why we need to purge this out. This is showing us within ourselves, in our own nervous systems, what do we need to purge out. The 9-year is all about the subtle body. So the subtle body is like when a song comes on and it reminds you of someone, that's because their subtle body is present. So what lives on when we die is the soul and the subtle body. And so the subtle body, this is where we're at right now. We are subtly coming through this fucking clusterfuck that is happening on a multi-dimensional level in the spiritual war, because unfortunately a lot of those people that are raiding the capital right now are super born again Christians, or they have a lot of hate. They're not in alignment with the true Christ codes and what Yeshua would do, right? Let's get real here. And so a lot of this is brewing up. A lot of this is coming up to the surface, and it's up to you to practice discernment on how are you going to respond. Are you just going to shut down and allow, your wounds to lead the way? Or are you choosing to transmute what's happening and speak up and stand up and demand justice, right? For us to have this experience of liberation, like Lady Liberty, right? Liberation from this fucking inverted, distorted, infiltrated timeline we've been stuck in, you have to reclaim your sovereignty. You have to stand up and demand change. But to demand that change and to experience that change, you got to change. What am I talking about? What are your habits? Are you giving yourself permission to take care of yourself, to be of service? If you're seeing what's going on, right? Become that like eagle. I'm using all like America references to understand. Get in that eagle perspective, look around, see what's happening. And how are you choosing to use your platforms to speak up, to be the change, to be part of the solution, allowing your soul to be part of the solution. And so America right now, this is going to be a very, very interesting year. I'm telling you. 2021, the year of disclosure, like the first days we've already had like scientists talk about aliens and shit. Like, dude, we've barely scratched the surface on what's coming out. We're on fucking day 6 of January. So we need to just stay the course and understand that a lot of this deep underworld shit has to come up to clear the surface and to have a healthy, stronger container for these new energies, for these new frequencies, for this new earth to be anchored. So just remember to take care of your nervous system. Remember to not get sucked up in the news. It's important to be aware of what's going on, but to be completely in the fear matrix and the conditioning. Obviously, those dark entities that are coming through are preying on the victimhood of that inner child within yourself, or even the ancestral victimhood that is deep within your cellular memory. So you need to understand with what's happening right now, this is the time for all hands on deck. What gifts can you bring to the world? What medicine can you offer to your community? How are you here to stand in your integrity and to do so with conviction and to do so with compassion? So all of those people that are fucking raiding the Capitol, feel what you're feeling and remember to bless them with compassion, because obviously they're reacting from a fucking trauma response. And unfortunately, this country has had a lot of trauma from generations, from our ancestors, even from our own childhood. Like, there's a lot of shit, and unfortunately, the health has not been the top priority of this country. It's been capitalism. And so we need to focus on cultivating conscious capitalism. We need to focus on cultivating sustainability and to focus on health and well-being. And so just trust your process, honor what you need, and just buckle up, because like I said, America's going through her fucking Pluto return. And so shit's gonna hit the fan for a while. Be aware of it, but learn to disconnect and honor what you need. And if you need support, I invite you to join the Sovereign Society, not just the podcast, but my free community that I'm putting on. We're going to be having more of these conversations and trainings and meditations and sound baths and what have you. I'm just doing my best because I'm I'm answering the call to fucking unleash my medicine, and y'all ain't seen nothing yet of what I'm here to deliver. I've been spending the last 9 years of purging from these traumas, from these AI infiltrations, purging from the matrix and these conditionings that have been part of the societal like shit. And so this is where I'm here to help you, and from that space, how you can help your clients through your business as well. So I love you all. Keep your prayers and your vibes very high. And if you're feeling low, ask for help, call for help, and nourish yourself, because the lone wolf days are over and we will get through this. But unfortunately, the arrow's got to be pulled back before it can be shot forward. So I love you all so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your Wednesday. And remember, today's a Mercury day. It's a day of communication. So speak your fucking truth and live from that space. I love you. Take care. Sanam.